Hey there guys, I wanted to pop in and shoot a quick video for you today to show you how quick and easy this pattern actually is to make. I know a lot of people tell you they may have an easy pattern. I'm gonna prove it to you. So to make this go a little bit faster so you don't have to watch the boring part, I've cut out the pieces already. So I have 2 pieces of our cotton, in this case cotton quilting fabric. So that's cut out, and then I've just cut out polar fleece for the other pieces, which means I only need 1 of each of the other pieces to make the simplified version of our swim-free pattern. So with that, let's get started. As I said, I've kind of got the fish has sort of the key to all this. So I've got the B piece up at the B, the C at the C. So I know exactly where all the pieces have to go. So I'll just set that down here a second. I can figure out the camera. Okay. So we can set that aside. I can unpin these for a moment. Now that I've kind of got them lined up. Tail. And there we go. So those are our pieces. So that's kind of what it'll look like when it's all finished. So let's do it. See if I can move that so you can actually see everything. So the first thing we're going to do is open this up with the good side facing the center. And I'm just going to place these guys. I'll try it that way, with probably about a 1/2 inch of extra, of extra material. But we're actually going to point these on to the inside, like so. And so we can see this one is, I don't know how well you can see that, but it would actually go off the fabric. So since we're going to sew around that, I'm just going to pull it a little bit lower so we don't sew over that. All the other pieces look good. We're going to leave the tail off for now, so we can put this other piece, again, good side facing down, and then we'll pin this together. We're going to leave the back open so we can put our stuffing in there. And I want to make sure we get our fins pinned down nice and tight. And of course you want to make sure both layers of fabric are lined up. Okay, and we'll just finish pinning the rest of this. I like to throw at least a pin in each kind of piece of the mouth there. That'll be a harder point for us to get around. And then we could add double pins to remind ourselves at the back here that that's where we're going to stop sewing, so we can leave the back open. And I'm going to stop the same way when we reach the end of this little flipper fin. So we'll double pin that as well. And now we're ready to sew. So I've already tested our machine and it's working, so we're good. I have gray thread in. Gray in the top. Let's see if I can find that. Gray in the top, gray in the bobbin. So we're all set there. You can turn that on. We're going to use a straight stitch. I will start on this side. And we use a 3/8 hem for all of our patterns. So just stitch forward, do a quick reverse, lock that. I've got the pins facing the wrong direction, of course. to be a little more careful around here. So there we go. So our fish is now sewn. I'm going to trim some of the excess fabric off around the edges, and I'm going to flip this right side out, and then I will rejoin you here in a second, and I'm just going to stuff the fish, so I won't make you watch me do that, but you can see so far this has taken about 6 minutes to pull this all together. So let me get it trimmed and flipped right side out and stuffed, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I've flipped our little fish right side out. We can see everything is looking pretty good. We've got our fins and our flippers. I have stuffed him, of course, and I like quite a bit of stuffing. That is going to make it a little more challenging to close, so if you're a little nervous about that, just use a little bit less stuffing your first time. And then I have pinned our tail closed with our little tail piece on there. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but I've just tucked the rough edges of the fabric in, so as we sew along here, that will keep all the rough edges inside, so any fraying that will happen inside the toy. So we'll just pull our machine up here again, and I think I'm going to use, let's use a straight stitch again. You could triple stitch around here if you want it to be a little more secure. So you can see I've kind of pushed all the stuffing to the front to make this a little easier. So we'll just line this up. I think I'll use the triple stitch to start instead of reversing. So I'll pull our pin. So we've got that, triple stitch, and we'll just stitch forward to lock it in place. Stitching pretty close to that edge, since we do want to make sure we catch all those layers so that the rough edges are inside the fish. You be careful I don't sew over the pin, but I do want to get pretty close to it, since it's holding all of our fabric in place. As we get to the bottom here again, I'm going to switch to that triple stitch. There we go. And there we go. So that does it for us. As you can see, pretty quick project. Looks like we missed a little bit of the tail there, so I'll just go over that on this side. But that's it, we're done. So you can see this does come together pretty quickly. I like this polar fleece option if you have a little more destructive dog. Like my dog Riggs will probably, destroy this pretty quickly. So spending the time to sew fins and do all that extra stuff may not be worthwhile if they're just going to destroy it in 10 minutes. But this is a quick and fun way to pull it together really quickly. If they're a little gentler on toys, this will last a long time. You know, if I was to do this, I probably would sew the top fin or put some batting and sew some batting between the two polar fleece labels or layers to keep this up instead, this top fin. But the rest, that's totally fine. The dog's not going to care anyway, but that would be the only one I would maybe do something a little different with. So sew a proper fin on just so it stands up a little straighter. But as you can see, pretty quick and easy to pull that together. So I'll finish this, but I wish you good luck making yours. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. As you can see, these are really simple, fun. You can pull together so many prints that you love, colors you love. It's just kind of a cheap and cheerful way to I don't know, bring a little bit of summer inside. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll catch up with you later.